Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got some Hermit energy to start us out with. I like the Hermit. It's maybe one of my favorite energies in the tarot. Let's see what the context is for this. Okay. Interesting. Now we got that Six of Pentacles there. Oh, look at that. Two wheels here. Wheel of Fortune. Got a Five of Swords. Okay, Nine of Cups. And the Queen of Swords. This is interesting here. It seems like we're going into this Hermit energy, or a little bit of Hermit energy is recommended for you to clear up some sort of confusion or doubt or some kind of mental stress that you're going through in order to achieve this kind of lightness, this clarity, and get back to our goals. Look at this. I mean, the central pillar here is very, very nice. Wheel of Fortune, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Doesn't get any better than that. All right, well, let's see. Maybe it does over here on the path of the Serpent. Ace, a 2, and a 6. Yeah, so there is a question in your mind, right? There is some sort of confusion or doubt, something that maybe you're struggling with. Maybe it's just generally the stress of your life right now is kind of building. And so I think that the Hermit energy is a very positive recommendation, right? But let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We'll just mix it up a little bit and we'll just pull a random card. We'll put Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay, but if at any point during the reading you think you know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments below. All right, let's do it as a group exercise, right? As a practice in our intuition. Okay, let's take a look around the room here because it seems like our only major arcana energies are these two, the Hermit and the Wheel of Fortune. And this is really interesting because this kind of shows that in order for you to grow, in order for you to expand, in order for you to really achieve this Wheel of Fortune, right, and to take full advantage of all the gifts, of all the blessings and miracles and abundance in your life of which you are capable of producing and taking advantage of, we need a little bit of Hermit energy, right? So this is a very, very good combination here. We don't have any fire, you know. We do have some water here, which is very nice water. It's at the top of everything. We've got our air, of course, which we see a real improvement in the air, right? We go from a 5, we get our clarity, we get a more objective vantage point, and we achieve the harmony and the beauty and the kind of the victory over whatever this stressor is here, okay? And of course, we've got our very good earth energy. So there is, there's a physical component to this. Now, I don't know what we are striving for. I don't know what we're trying to grow. Let's talk about the Six of Pentacles first. Because this is kind of this is the harmony and beauty that we're after in the physical realm. Now, this could be really working on your family life, your work life, career, school, your retirement projects, your spiritual work, your creative work. We're trying to manifest something that is just radiant and glowing and beautiful and expanding and harmonious, right? That's really what I like about the Six of Pentacles is it's it's such harmony. It's like every aspect of your life is in perfect balance. And it just creates this kind of, this shining moment, you know? So I feel like this is what we're trying to establish. Trying to establish the success of our lives in the material world, in the world of, things and stuff. What I like about the pentacles, though, all of the pentacles, we have an ace, we've got a 2, right? We've got that knight down here. The pentacles contain all of the other suits. So within this 6 of discs is the 6 of cups, the 6 of swords, right? And the 6 of wands. So this is really a whole life situation. This is not merely the physical component of life. It is also the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, creative planes as well. Everything is contained in this. So when we say that there is success in the material world, that physical success is the vessel of the mental, emotional, spiritual, creative planes as well. Okay? And that's reflected here by the 9 of Cups. Because the 9 of Cups is fulfillment and satisfaction. This is your highest aspiration. And it feels like your highest aspiration right now is to live a happy life. Pursue a happy life. To follow your bliss. To feel as if your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, creative lives are not necessarily fulfilled as a kind of, as a state of things, as a final resting place, but that you are working toward fulfilling all of these, that the work that you do, the activities, the way you live your life is paying attention to each of these areas, right? So it's not just your physical. It's not just your mental, emotional. It's not just your creative and spiritual energies. It's everything. That all of these areas of your life are getting the attention that they deserve, right? And that's what we're striving for. And that's the beauty and balance and harmony of a meaningful, well-lived life, okay? Real happiness we're striving for. Not just temporary happiness that might involve the satisfying of some physical desire or some emotional desire or anything else, but a whole package, right? Very nice. But I see that there's some sort of stress going on. There's some anxiety, maybe some worry. There's maybe it just hasn't been feeling as good as it should be. Maybe there's just a little bit of mental stress here, maybe a lot. And this really could be general. It could be that there are particular people or a person in our life that we're having some conflicts with. There's just some mental stuff going on, right? And I think there's a little bit of anxiety, frustration, the stress. The stress of life, the stress of knowing kind of what we want, right? Knowing that we want this perfect package life, but feeling a little frustrated that we're not there yet, right? Or that there are just obstacles, right? Things keep happening that kind of get in the way of us achieving that, and that's life. You know that, I know that. The remedy seems to be this hermit energy, right? And I think this is an energy that that us Cancers are very familiar with. And this is taking a break from some of the extra stuff, This is kind of, in some ways I'm feeling that this is like you really want to stay home for the holidays, So maybe it's, and this is just kind of an analogy, but maybe it's literally happening for some of you, that there are these big holiday events coming up. Maybe there's a big work party, your friends want to do something, family get-togethers. It's a lot, right? And the hermit is kind of saying, let's simplify, Let's spend as much time with ourselves as we can. And maybe this is a very busy time of the year for a lot of you. But we have to try to find these hermit moments where we can. And there's a kind of mystical, magical side to this too, because even in the middle of these holiday parties or family gatherings where we might feel overloaded with impressions, a lot of noise, a lot of people, just a lot of energy in the room, We have to be able to fortify ourselves, to protect ourselves, to cloak ourselves, so that we can feel calm and still and quiet, even in the middle of a very busy, party. And this is, maybe just going to the bathroom for a few minutes and just kind of just sitting there or standing there and get some cool water on your hands or something and just breathe for a few minutes. So for some of you, I think this might be related to some of those holiday gatherings, especially when we look at the 9 of Cups and the 6 of Discs in a different way. This really is a holiday get-together, right? It's a lot of celebration, a lot of people gathered together, and there's stress involved, and we want this. We love the abundance. We love having a lot of meaningful people in our lives. We love going out. We love having experiences. We love feeling the love, but it can be overwhelming. So if it is playing out that way for you, or if this is related to some other events in your life, the remedy seems to be find moments where you can be with yourself. Find moments where you can kind of meditate, kind of enjoy a little silence and a little stillness. Maybe your life generally is getting a little too busy. Maybe you're overextending yourself, committing yourself to a great many things. So the hermit would say, let's withdraw from some of those, right? Let's try to simplify a little bit. Let's go a little bit more minimal. Let's take care of the essentials, but let's spend a little bit of time out in nature if you can, or just with yourself in your sacred space, in your temple, in your meditation room, your music room, whatever it is, and just be with yourself, or be with nature. I feel like for some of you there is a specific problem that you're wrestling with, and that's the 5 of Swords. Okay. And I think that the introspection provided in these hermit moments is going to allow you a more objective point of view, a more kind of bird's eye overview of the situation that's going on with you. Could be that there is some conflict with a friend, family member, coworker, whatever it might be. Maybe coworker because of that, the earth energy that we see kind of all over the place here. We are striving for clarity. And this could be a clarity about a specific problem that you're wrestling with. But this is also just kind of the peace of mind, right? Just kind of rising above the hustle and bustle of life, especially with holiday gatherings and parties and a lot of social engagements or commitments. This is the ability to kind of rise above that just to get to the clear, fresh atmosphere. See, this Queen of Swords has risen above all of the tumult, all of the chaos, all of the busyness, and can just breathe a breath of fresh air. It's like you're at your family's house for the holidays, and it's stuffy. They've got the heat's going, right? There's a lot of people. This is kind of going outside into the crisp air and just taking a few deep breaths before you go back in, right? But this is having that moment where you can just you can take off your mask, your persona. You can just kind of sit with yourself. It's like, I'm picturing like in one of these movies where there's a clown or something that's performing at a party, kind of goes out back, takes off the mask, and is able to just kind of sit there. Usually they're having a cigarette or something in the movies, but hopefully you don't smoke. But if you do, that's kind of the idea, right? That we're able to take off all of this, all of the required regalia or the required, mask persona, that we need, the interface, and we can just be ourselves. And that's why I say go to the bathroom and just run some cold water on your hands, maybe a little on your face, and just sit there for a minute, right? Or stand or whatever. And get that centeredness, get that kind of, that peace of mind, that breath of fresh air before we go back. Now, the Wheel of Fortune underneath everything, all of that stuff being said, whatever your exact situation is, underneath everything is the Wheel of Fortune. There's expansiveness here. This is either your family is expanding, right? You're networking, you're creating bonds with a lot more people in your life. This could be really with all of this earth energy. This could be related to a business matter, a career thing, right? Something financial. It feels like things are really expanding, and with that expansion, with that growth, even if it's just a growth of your circle of friends, the growth of your family, the growth of your business or your finances or whatever it is, with this tremendous growth comes a lot of stress. So we need to learn how to take the stress, detach from it, at least momentarily, to get centered, to calm down, to relax, to focus, and then to approach the problem or approach this situation or re-engage with that business or that family or that friend group or whatever, with life, Because I think that things are really growing exponentially for you. I think that maybe your whole life together is just expanding. It's off the charts, right? And this could be literally your personal life and your professional life and your spiritual life. A lot is going on. There's a lot of progress being made all at once, okay? And that is a very stressful thing. We like it. We need it. That's what we want. We want growth, right? We want to expand our business. We want to expand our circle of friends, our network of associates, our spiritual life. We want to grow, right? But there's a lot of stress that occurs when that growth happens very quickly, okay? But it's a good thing, right? We want our financial life to grow. We want our families to grow, that sort of thing. It feels like this is very much a financial or business thing for a lot of you. Okay, we're going to move to the path of the serpent now, and as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription, right? It's free, doesn't cost you anything. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next reading. Hit the like button, leave a comment for me. I appreciate you, thank you. Okay, path of the serpent here. We start with the Knight of Pentacles. And this is your vision. This is the reason why you're enduring this stress, and the reason why we want all of this growth is because you have a vision for your life. You understand that all the stressful moments that are happening right now are building up to something, right? You have a vision of the future. And it's almost as if every thought, word, and deed is an investment in your future self, your future life. Right? So the Knight of Pentacles can see what that future life is. This is the energy that has the picture of your best life. You know what that Ten of Pentacles is, right? So you can understand how the things that we endure day to day, while very stressful, at times they feel overwhelming, are necessary steps along the way. Right? So you have to reconnect with what that vision is, especially in moments of stress. And that's kind of what this hermit is doing. Reconnecting with that spiritual vision, that light within, right? To remind yourself why you're doing all of this, okay? And in the environment, the next card is this Ace of Pentacles. Now, the Ace of Pentacles is talking about re-engaging, taking the next step, right? Because the hermit eventually will re-engage with, will go back to the party, right? We'll go back inside the building. We'll re-engage with the activity. Kind of once this breath of fresh air is had, then we go back. So the Ace of Pentacles in the position of your environment, this is this is your willingness to always be making progress, always thinking forward. See, the Knight of Pentacles has the vision of the future, understands, can kind of reverse engineer to take us back to this moment right now. And we understand what all the steps are to get to that vision out there. These are all those steps. This is each individual stepping stone, right? So this is every thought, word, and deed that you are committing, that you are investing in this Knight of Pentacles, in this future, okay? So this is the card that says you have to re-engage, right? You have to do what you need to do. You can't go full hermit for the rest of your life, you know? I mean, we would all like to, I think. But these temporary withdrawals, right, from the stress, in order to deal with the stress, are necessarily followed by the re-engagement with the stress, right? And then we take a time out to kind of figure it out, and then we go and deal with it. And this is taking that next step, okay? And the Two of Pentacles is next. And what I'm seeing between these two is that we have to make sure, kind of should be like this, right? Because we look at, there are alternatives. And what we don't want is this idea of kind of second guessing or taking a misstep, right? And so it's even more important for us to take this hermit moment to get the clarity, to figure out how we need to approach this. What is our next step? Because our next step has to be one unified effort. We can't go halfway this way, halfway that way. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles here is saying we don't want, we don't want to be kind of lured into a course correction. We don't want to have any kind of uncertainty. We want our thoughts, words, and deeds to be directed forward. We don't want, we don't want too many alternatives here. Does that make sense? So this is kind of the, this is the almost doubt entering into, almost a second guessing, right? This is kind of being unsure of your next step. You know, you're not stepping confidently with this one. And that's why this card is in the position of what we do not want. We don't want to be insecure or lack any kind of confidence in our next step. See, we want this. We want to step firmly into the next move. And it's difficult when it seems like the stepping stones are kind of floating there and moving around, and we're unsure of our step. We kind of hesitate, and maybe we're going to slip off of this. We look at this as kind of a bridge. These are kind of floating here. These are moving. Makes it a little bit difficult to step firmly on, and we want that firm, sure step, right? And that, I think, relates back to some of this stress. Maybe there is this Five of Swords saying, what is the next step, right? What am I supposed to do next? So we want that clarity. We want that confidence before we do it. And maybe that's why there's no fire energy here. Maybe we're looking for the absolute confidence and commitment that our next step is a sure thing, that it's solid ground we're stepping onto, and not this kind of, unstable, moving target here. So the next card, the Six of Swords. This is the victory over that doubt. This is the certainty and the clarity beyond that stress. Okay, this is why we're taking that hermit moment. This is why we need the clarity. This is why we need the fresh air. Because we want to have the confidence and the commitment and the surety that our next step is a solid step. Okay. So we want this Six because we know that if we have this certainty, that if we move forward with confidence, then we are manifesting this successful growth, expansion, networking, whatever we're talking about here, right? So we have these two cards. These are both sixes. And the Six of Swords represents the thinking and the feeling together, right? The heart knows the right move, and the mind says, I concur, and let's move forward as a unified force, and let's step firmly into this next step, you know. So I think this is a very important moment for you, because I think you are undergoing such rapid expansion. I think things in your life are happening quickly. The growth is happening very quickly. You know, they say when a company grows too fast, they start kind of mismanaging things, you know. So that's part of what's going on here. Maybe you're running a business, maybe you have your own company, maybe your department at work is growing, maybe your family is growing, maybe your finances are growing. Growing so fast that you have to be very careful about your next step, right? And I think that applies really across the board here. Let's look at the mystery card. Okay, I'm very curious about this one. Maybe we'll get another Wheel of Fortune. Maybe it will be, gosh, I don't know. I would like to see another major arcana energy. Of course, I would like to see the Chariot card. I always like seeing the Chariot card when it comes to Cancer, because that to me is the confidence and the commitment that we need to keep pushing forward, keep expanding this thing, this life, you know. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments below. I'm going to say a Chariot, maybe a Chariot, maybe the World card, but maybe we need the Fire energy. We need that confidence. We need to have a little bit of confirmation that, yes, we're going to get that fire, and we're going to be very sure of the next step. And there's no hesitation, right? We're stepping confidently into the next phase of things. Yeah, I'm thinking fire energy here. No. Three of Pentacles, which now is very interesting, because now we have an Ace, a Two, and a Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles, of course, doubles into the Six of Pentacles. So we have like kind of a linear path here, you know. And maybe with the Three of Pentacles, for one, this is our choice, our action, being backed by the thinking and the feeling. Candle is bubbling. Our activity is being backed by our thinking and feeling. Okay? Because in this card you have the artisan, the builder, the craftsman, and then you have these other two figures which represent our heart and our mind. Okay? And the heart and the mind bring the blueprint. That's the kind of divine plan that they have here, which is exactly this. This card is the divine blueprint, right? So this is, I think, to me, the certainty that your next move is going to be the right one, right? That this expansion, this growth, everything is fine. You have to be confident in what you're going to do next, and then do it. And this card is also kind of talking about cooperation too. So I definitely feel that whatever you're doing, you're not alone. Okay? Maybe this is a family thing. Maybe it's a work thing. Maybe it's your own business. You may have to be the leader, but there are others that are supporting you. Okay? And maybe it's wise to not only check in with your own heart and mind, but collaborate, right? Make this decision together with your spouse, your partner, whoever your advisors are in life, right? Get their kind of get their confirmation too. Okay. Maybe in the extended we'll get some fire energy. We'll see, but I think this is very good. And I think it's okay to not have the fire right now, right? Because I think the current situation is about figuring out this stress and being able to de-stress, right? and then moving forward into this terrific expansion. This is really wonderful. We will look at the extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, click on the link in the corner. That will give you access to all of the extended readings. Okay. New Cancer readings come out Tuesdays and Saturdays, 6 a.m. Chicago time. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.